Hello and welcome everyone to Selective Preparation, Power Thinking Skills. So this is test 45. There are 10 selected questions in this video and we are going to go through them step by step. Let's have a look at the first one straight away. First question was a logical thinking style questions. Remember, we've discussed in the past that for these questions you want to try and illustrate or depict your information in some kind of physical form. So whether that be a table or maybe a diagram or a line or whatever it may be, as long as it can organize your thoughts, it will work. We are going to start with the first bit. It says Fred sat opposite Trisha. So I'm going to put Fred here and Trisha here. Actually, let's just flip it around. Doesn't matter which way you do it, but I want to flip it around to make it easier for us, okay? They're sitting on a round table, remember. Now, Jan faced Brad with Fred to her right. So we want Fred to be on Jan's right-hand side. So if Jan is here, you can see how Fred is on her right-hand side and she faced Brad. So Brad must be here. Now they are dealing and cutting in a clockwise direction. Remember, the clock turns this way, so it's a clockwise direction. And Fred just took a card. We skipped the next player, so Jan is skipped. Who is the next player? It must be Trisha. Option D. Number 2. We want to figure out how many textbooks we can do to maximize, or which of the following combinations will maximize the number of books you can fit in the bag and they are valid. What does valid mean? It means that it works. Okay, it is aligning with the information provided. So actually the question has been nice enough to give you the volume or the additional volume of all of these things. So we have 5 large textbooks and 6 small textbooks. You can see how the large textbooks will be 5 times 15. The 6 small textbooks would be 5 times 6. When you add it together, you will get this volume in the brackets. Now, this volume is actually very helpful for us because it determines whether or not the options or the combinations are valid, this first bit. Our bag has a total volume of 100 litres only. So you can only fit 100 litres worth of books. That means anything over 100 litres, i.e. A and i.e. D, will not be valid combinations because they cannot physically fit into the bag. That leaves us with B and C. They both have the same volume of 100 litres. That's the maximum possible volume. Which one should we pick? Well, we want to maximize what? We want to maximize the number of books. So we add up the number of books. B has 18 and C has 14 books. So obviously B is the maximum number of books in the valid volume. So B is the answer. Number 3, we have a pattern. So there is one that is empty and we want to figure out what it is. You can see that in each of the boxes, you can go doing this pattern in a multitude of ways. But I notice that there is usually one of each type. What I mean by that, first of all, we can see that the arrow directions go up, down, up, down, up, down. So this must be up, down, up. But that doesn't really help us, okay? What we're going to now look at is, you can look at the pattern going across, okay? Why did I choose across? You can see there's 1 dot in each of them, 2 dots in each of them, and 3 dots in each of them. So there must be 3 dots. So I'm going to cross this one out. And they alternate between black and white. Black, white, black, white, black, white. This one must be black, white, black. So C is also out. Now you can look at the options, okay, and think about which one is more likely to be in it. What is the difference? There are the stripes, right? We have 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 0, 0, 1. So this must have 2 stripes. So that's why the answer is B. Okay? The pattern will work the same if you go downwards, okay? But you just have to change it up. So the dots will be 1, 2, 3 downwards. Okay, number 4 is an ordering pattern. You want to correct and put these in the correct numbered order, i.e. you want to find the broadest statement first and go more specific from that, okay? The broadest statement is here. Once there was an Australian soldier with a donkey. It's a very broad statement, doesn't say name, doesn't say when, it just says once, okay? So that's the first one. And then the soldier's name we're going to introduce is John Simpson Kilpatrick, but he was called Simpson, okay? So we have 2, 1. And then we can find a link between this person, Simpson, okay? So it will be number 4. You went to fight in a war on the other side of the world, so number 4. Then we can talk about this place we went to war in, and the place he went to was called Gallipoli, number 3. So the order is option D. Okay, so just first of all finding the most general kind of statement and then going more specific by finding links between the words. Okay, which of the following, if true, most strengthens the board's decision? What is the board's decision? Let's highlight it. Has recently decided to remove all such foods, okay, like the pizza, chicken nuggets, chocolate ice cream, whatever, and replace them with other options such as salads, rice, and fruits. The students are unhappy, but the school board stands firmly by their choice. So what would support this decision to replace all of this fast food with healthy food? The answer is D, okay? The reason why. The school board is in charge of Moordale College. We have information about the Moordale College in specific. So that links, okay? If you had another college, it won't be a supportive evidence, but this one is the same college. Highest rates of student obesity, which must be reduced to promote a healthier schooling environment. This is pretty good evidence for why the school board has decided to remove, and they stand firmly by their choice to remove unhealthy foods. Okay, you can have a read of these short solutions as to why A, B, and C are incorrect. Number 6, which one cannot be concluded from the case study below? So we have a 1-hour circuit, and she's training a biceps, triceps, legs, and back. The first body part she trains begins with the letter B. She will do this for 15 minutes. So it's either biceps or back. Okay, so we're going to write B something, okay, and we're at 15 minutes. She decides to train her triceps before her biceps. What does that mean? The first one can't be biceps because she has to train the triceps before the biceps. This one must be back. Okay? She will train her triceps for 15 minutes longer than her back. For 5 minutes longer than her back, sorry. So triceps, we don't know where it goes, but we know it's before biceps. So I'll just leave a space. Triceps, and this was 20 minutes because we did 15 plus 5. Rose trains her leg third. So legs must be here for the same time as her back, so 15 minutes. So that means that her biceps must be last because they have to come after triceps, and legs was third. You add the current sum up, it's 50 minutes, so biceps must be 10 minutes. Now, which one cannot be concluded? Be careful, okay? 35 minutes in total training her triceps and legs. 20 plus 15 is 35, yes. So that one's out. First body part is back, yes, B is out. The total time spent on her back and biceps is 30. 15 plus 10 is 25, so C is an incorrect option, okay, or cannot be concluded, so C is the answer. And you can check D. Rosa trains legs before her biceps, yes, she does, okay. All right, if the information is true, which reasoning is correct? Let's highlight the main bits of this information. 1/3 of these attendees can play the piano as well as the trumpet. 1/3 of 1,500 is 500, right? The other 2/3 of attendees do not know how to play the guitar. Okay, so that means do not know how to play guitar. It was 1,000 people. Okay, so Catherine says it is possible that all attendees can play the piano. Catherine is correct because we know at least 500 will be able to play the piano. And it says the other 2/3 do not know how to play a guitar, but it has no information bearing on the piano. Okay, so that's why the answer, Catherine is correct. Okay, It is possible. We don't say it's sure or certain, but it is possible. Fran says, at this music festival, only 500 people maximum can play the piano. Again, using that same logic, this is incorrect. You can't put a cap on the number of people playing if we don't know for the other 2/3 if they can or can't play the piano. We only know the guitar bit. So that's why Catherine is correct, Fran is incorrect, so A is the answer. Okay, next one, identical squares. How many more squares must be shaded so 3/5 of the whole figure is unshaded? How many squares are in this shape now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 are there right now. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 shaded. Label it so you don't get confused. Okay, currently. We want 3/5 unshaded. Okay, therefore that's 2/5 of the shape shaded. What is 2/5 in terms of 15? Why do we convert it to 15? Times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 6/5 have to be shaded for this shape to be 2/5 shaded, or 6/15 have to be shaded for the shape to be 2/5 shaded or 3/5 unshaded, as we said in the question. So what is the difference between 4 and 6? 6 minus 4 is 2 squares. The answer is A here. Nine, in our bodies, there is a vital molecule called DNA. So we want to find the main kind of idea. There's many bases, and it says, therefore, DNA is a crucial part or critical part of making you who you are. So which one would determine or closely support this idea that DNA is very important in making you how you are, your identity? The answer is C. Changing your DNA may change how you look. I like this word might or may because it gives some flexibility and it can make this answer correct. Therefore, if it says it will definitely change how you look, we don't know that. Okay, but from here, it is quite closely supported because it says it's a vital molecule and it's like a rule book. Okay, and it shows from the fingernails, the hair to your skin. And we know that in our world currently, we have people with different colored hair, different shaped fingernails, and different skin, and it's all to do with DNA. So C is the best answer. Okay, last question. Coding question. So you want to see what the first column and the second column both represent respectively. To do that, you want to look at the same letters in the column F and F and what is similar about the shapes that we've just starred. They both have one arrow. So this is the number of arrows. The first column. The second column, they're all different. Look at what else is remaining that is changing about these. Not the number of arrows, but the orientation. How it's revolving, how it's moving around, okay? The orientation is determined by that second column. So in our final one, we want 2 arrows. So we're going to look at the 2-arrowed two-arrowed pattern in the first column. So we put G, and we want it pointing downwards. So we're going to look at the second column of this one, and it's K. G, K, or option B is your answer. Okay, so some key points from this test. Let's go back and have a look at what we did. Okay, we'll talk about the ordering question today. Okay, so what you want to do is start with the most general statement. Okay, from here, make direct links between the words in your statement, okay, and the remaining statements, okay, to find the next one. So by doing that, you can make it very strategic and logical of how you think about it, okay? And one more, we can talk about codes for coding questions, okay? Make sure you determine the overarching rule. In your coding questions, okay? So the first column represents something, second column represents something else, okay? This will ensure you know exactly how to solve for the answer. Too many times I see students just kind of guessing, okay, and just seeing similarities. It's very easy to get mixed up, especially when the pattern or code becomes more complex. So that's actually it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. I will see you next time.